GWM has entered the plug-in hybrid market with its hotly anticipated Haval H6 GT Ultra PHEV, which is beside me now. It offers class-leading electric driving range, a long equipment list, and a solid price tag. So if you're a family who's looking for a mid-size plug-in hybrid SUV, is this the one to look out for? Well, stay watching to find out. There's only one grade available for the new H6 GT, and it's the Ultra grade, but it is available with two powertrains, either a 2-litre turbo-petrol engine or the plug-in hybrid powertrain of our test vehicle. Its sharp drive-away pricing makes it very competitive against its rivals, the BYD Sealion 6 and the Mitsubishi Outlander. Like I mentioned before, it does bring class-leading electric driving range of up to 180 kilometers, but it does sit $9,000 more expensive than its non-hybrid sibling. The Ultra comes with a panoramic sunroof, electric front seats with heat and ventilation functions, a heated steering wheel, as well as synthetic leather and suede upholstery. Some of the features do sit on the basic side, like the USB-A ports and lack of sat-nav and wireless phone app functionality, although GWM has confirmed that they are trying to get that wireless functionality for some time in the future. But if you're after the full car specs, check out my written review at carsguide.com.au. The H6 GT has a swoopy rear end, which adds some interest, but it's the 19-inch alloys, Michelin tires, and red brake calipers that really give it the sporty vibe. It's quite large for the segment, and while I'm not a massive fan of the heavy plastic molding around the base of the car, there's enough here to charm a wide audience. Straight off the bat, the cabin does have a very strong plastic presence and sort of lacks personality, mainly due to the wide, plain paneling and lack of buttons. It still manages to look fairly pleasant though because of the panoramic sunroof and mixed material seating. And I do like that there's no transmission tunnel in this because middle seaters get much more legroom. The cabin feels airy and spacious, and this is a really easy SUV to get in and out of. The comfort of the front seats are pretty good for around town. I like how much padding there is in them and those extra functions. But I did find it hard to get into a comfortable driving position, mainly because while it does have adjustable lumbar support, the lumbar support just sits too low for me, and the back of the seat just curves in too far. So I did have quite a lot of fatigue in these seats this week. Individual storage is pretty good for the class, and I like that you get a big under-shelf storage area underneath the center console, a dedicated phone cradle and sunglasses holder, as well as the usual cubbies. There's plenty here up front. The 12.3-inch touchscreen multimedia system is a bit basic with its customizations and graphics. It's still fairly easy to use because it's so simple, and it has wide Apple CarPlay and wide Android Auto, although the touchscreen can feel a bit laggy at times. There's a few different charging options up front with two USB-A ports, a 12-volt socket, and a wireless charging pad, although it can be a bit awkward to use the USB ports just because of their low positioning. This rear row has lots of space available, and taller individuals are going to be quite happy back here. Access is as good as the front, and my 8-year-old had no trouble getting in and out of this car. The amenities are okay, but since this is only available in one grade level, I would have expected a few extras to be back here, like climate control, even retractable sunblinds, something just to boost this rear seating. You do get directional air vents, mat pockets, and 4 drink holders, as well as 2 USB-A ports, but that's about it. There's ISOFIX child seat mounts and 3 top tethers back here, and the seat's wide enough to accommodate 3 child seats side by side, which will make families very happy. The boot is well shaped, and I like how wide the aperture is and that you get a powered tailgate. You can also open up the storage capacity with the back seat split fold to 60/40, but the storage capacity is really low at 392 litres, which is quite low for the class. You also miss out on a spare tyre in this model because of the powertrain. You just get a tyre repair kit. This H6 GT Ultra has a plug-in hybrid powertrain that combines a 1.5 litre turbo-petrol engine with 3 electric motors, 2 located at the front and 1 at the rear. Together they produce up to 321 kilowatts of power and 762 newton-meters of torque. That gives this four-wheel drive a 0 to 100 kilometer sprint time of 4.9 seconds. So yeah, it's pretty quick. This has a combined fuel cycle usage figure of 0.8 litres per 100 kilometres. And yes, I did say that correctly, 0.8 litres. So based off the 55 litre fuel tank, you should get a theoretical driving range of over 1,000 kilometres in this. And that is, I mean, hell, that's something to consider right there. And you know what? With the considerable EV driving range of 180 kilometers, if you're just doing your daily errands and the school runs, you're not really going to be touching that fuel tank at all, and that improves the efficiency for me. The new H6 GT has a ternary lithium battery with a large 35.43 kilowatt hour capacity and a Type 2 CCS charging port, which is pretty rare but very welcome to see on a plug-in hybrid. On an AC charger, it accepts up to 6.6 kilowatts, but on a fast DC charger, it accepts up to 48 kilowatts, which is really good and makes this very convenient because if you take it on a road trip, you can charge it on the road like you can a normal EV. It took me a little while to get used to driving this car. It is more of an EV in terms of the pedal stiffness. It does feel a little bit jerky until you become accustomed to how to use the pedals without too much force. Power delivery though is very prompt. It is a quick SUV without feeling wicked performance quick, which is alright. So a newbie to the EV world could drive this and not feel a bit overwhelmed. This has one pedal drive, which means that technically don't really touch the brakes. And once you get used to how you drive it, and if you time your deacceleration correctly, it's a true one pedal drive, which is great. It actually comes to a proper full stop. And that's not always the case with some of these one pedal drives. The steering is a little bit spongy and it's responsive enough to feel spry when you're doing quick city lane changes, but I wouldn't call it dynamic on a winding road. Suspension is on the firmer side, so you do feel a lot of the bumps in this. Cabin noise is pretty high. You get a lot of engine and road noise in this. Well, I guess less engine noise and more an annoying electric motor whirring sound. My son likened it to a very dull aeroplane cabin roar, if that gives you any indication of how loud it is. I did play a lot more music than I usually do this week. Visibility is okay. Most of the time the A-pillar is quite thick and I did sort of duck around that a little bit this week, and the back window is very narrow. I reckon a digital rearview mirror would come in handy for a model like this. What I do like about this car is that despite the fact that it's not what I would call particularly dynamic in terms of its handling, it is still a rather smooth driving experience, and one that I think that's going to be quite a forgiving one for different types of driving styles, and that's always good. And I think what leads into that feeling too is that the switch between the engine and the motoring components, they just blend seamlessly. You really don't notice it when the engine kicks in versus when the motor is kicking in. It's pretty good. I have found this to be pretty easy to park. It's got a really clear 360-degree view camera system, front and rear parking sensors, and because of the 12-meter turning circle, it's very friendly in your local Westville car park, which is always a handy thing to have, especially when you've got kids and you've got to go shopping. The Haval H6 GT is covered by a maximum 5-star ANCAP safety rating from testing done in 2022, and it scored highly across its individual assessment scores. It also features 7 airbags, including a front center airbag. Most of the driver assist features are pretty well calibrated, although I did find that the driver attention monitor was a little bit too annoying. It just chimes too many times, and the lane keeping aid is a bit jerky. But outside of that, the full safety specs are in my detailed written review at carsguide.com.au if you need more info. GWM offers the H6 GT with a 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty, which is slowly becoming the normal term for the class. You'll also enjoy 5 years roadside assistance through Allianz. Competitive pricing is on the table for the 5-year cap price servicing program at $1,680. The first service interval is at 10,000 kilometres, but subsequent intervals are spaced at every 12 months or 15,000 kilometres, whichever occurs first. The new GWM Haval H6 GT Ultra PHEV is one of the few plug-in hybrids where the powertrain makes more sense to me. The extended electric driving range and faster DC charging capabilities makes this far more convenient than other plug-in hybrids that I've sampled recently. It's got a solid price tag, good ongoing costs, and enough features to suit the average family. So while I don't love all of it, it does offer solid value for money, and that's why it gets the score that's on your screen now. But if you're after more details, check out my full written review at carsguide.com.au, and I'll see you next week.